happenings in the world. We are back with the third part of our little Savage Worlds Weird West short series, Couriers. I have with me, of course, myself, first of all, the Monster Wrangler, Ethan Bougeot. I also have James Durham as Trapper, of course, and I have Christian Doyle as Crowe.
Hello.
Yeah. So, to sort of go through the things that have happened recently, because there's been it's been a few weeks.
It has been a few weeks.
Our boys here got their little business, Trapper and Crowe, licensed advocate, public couriers, and barber. And after a slow couple months where not a lot of work was coming in, a woman by the name of Bree came in saying that there was a very spooky package that needed delivered somewhere, and they would be well paid if they didn't ask any questions and didn't open the box. They accepted the job, made their way to the town of Lee, Line's End, to pick up the package and make their way into the Akan Wastes, which appears to be the direction of their destination. They met up with Cassidy, who is a chimp bartender, who gave them their package, a compass, which seems to point in the direction of whatever they're supposed to go, and sort of sent them on their way. Went around town, tried to get some information about what was over the ridge into the wastes, and got nothing but superstition and local shenanigans.
Oh, shenanigans.
Oh, shenanigans. So, after making their way out, collecting their money and taking it with them, they ran into a few things. First of all, some weird small tremor-style wolf snakes who act like bear traps sitting just below the sand and snap down on your legs. Made quick deal of that and got a weird furry snake meat. Continued onward, attacked by a group of devil dogs or hellhounds of some sort. Dealt with them through the night, and when they woke up on the hip of Crowe's horse was the large skull of the biggest one, just sort of sitting there.
Just showed up there.
That was the one that I ran into like a train, right?
Yes.
That is correct. I think you broke every bone in their body with a single smack. If I,
Tough shoulders.
Yeah, tough shoulders, absolutely. Continuing onward for a few days, you found your way to a watering hole. Stayed there for a while, hunted down some little jackalopes, get some fresh meat, as opposed to the salted stuff you'd been, eating on top of the wolf steak meat. Were approached by a woman named Corella, who brought you back to the ruined town she used to stay in, who warned you about the posse from many years ago of lawmen from the other side of the ridge, your side of the ridge, come looking for a runaway fugitive, burn the whole place down. She warned you about, some sort of werewolf around here, as far as she could tell. Sent you on your way. You made your way over to the forest after about 2 days of travel, and were promptly attacked. Able to deal with it, turned out, unsurprisingly, I'm sure to many people, Corella herself was the werewolf, and from what she believed to be, as she explained, for your own protection, forced her curse upon Trapper. And then her soul whisked away.
Because I was being too obstinate.
You were being obstinate, and frankly, that's valid. It's not necessarily a good thing to do to somebody. Curse them and all. No buns about that.
Asleep.
You were asleep, and you were knocked unconscious, and that's where we're going to pick up after I go through what we have in the store today, which is, of course, the same as we've had the last 2 weeks, but whatever. First of all, for $10 with a pound draw 2, hashtag draw 2, I've got 2 cards, one for each of you, which is usable by any of the 2 players, not myself, to draw a second initiative card and take the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Then, for another $10, we've got Benny was a good friend of mine at hashtag GM Benny, which gives me an additional Benny. And then finally, for $20, we've got we're going to give you a fair trial, followed by a first-class Benny at hashtag player Benny, and both of the 2 players will get a Benny. Bennies are very useful. They can do a handful of things, such as Yeah. Allow people to re-roll, allow people to take a new initiative count, allow people to adjust the story in a little bit, various things like that. And also, since we are at the beginning of our next session, as opposed to the way that it is normally done in this game, where you reset and everybody gets 3,
Yes.
we're all just gaining 1 and maintaining the amount that we had from last time.
I can do that.
Oh, I don't know where I was. I'm sorry, I lost everything.
No, that's quite all right. I think since we lost it, I think a lot have been used, so we'll just assume 3 bringing you up to 4 since that's the standard start. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that's fine. How many did you say?
3 plus 1.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. Yeah. Might be more, might be less, but that's what
I
we're
too
doing.
appreciate Ethan's new camera.
Yeah, it's nice. I can actually move my hands without it just being some weird stop motion, really bad blurry photograph every time. Lighting in my room still sucks, but what are you going to do? You don't see my pirate flag properly, so that's good.
Baby steps, my man. Baby steps.
Baby steps. It's all about baby steps, What are you going to do?
I have a weight bench behind me. That's just how it goes.
That's fair. Thankfully, this StreamYard thing kind of like cuts the framing inward, which is great because you can't see all of the shit in either other direction. It looks terrible. Classic laundry chair and all.
Right.
Yeah. So, picking up from where we left off, the spirit of Corilla has disappeared, and Crowe, you look down and you see Trapper is unconscious currently. Doesn't seem any more wounded or, put in a bad position more than they were during that whole conversation, but he's out like a light. Full moon beaten down on a high.
Wonderful. Well, I guess I'm gonna, put him to bed since he's already there.
Absolutely. This was where you had set up camp, so just
I'll make sure I take the rest of the old woman's belongings.
It
The old werewolf's belongings.
She didn't seem to have much honor at this point. It looks like what you can.
She had a pouch with some silver knuckle dusters and.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, that's correct. That's right. The pouch with thank you. Pouch with silver knuckle dusters and what looked to be just pretty much similar clothes to what she was wearing when you met with her, but less, like she was probably getting ready to turn in.
To a wolf.
Yeah. Better a wolf, it's 1 out of 30 or 1 out of 28. You take a guess and sometimes you're wrong because you don't know how to count, I guess.
So yeah, I'll see if I can nurse Trapper back to health throughout the night.
Yeah, go ahead and give me. Got my book with the list of skills. Go ahead and make me a healing check, which is based on your spirit.
Oh yeah, I totally have that.
I actually do.
I know you do. You're a survivalist and a smart human, despite the fact you have a low intelligence. I, on the other hand, am just an all-round dumbass.
Hey, somebody's got to be, right?
Hey, I took this upon myself, and I regret nothing.
Damn right.
However, I did explode on my 4-sided die, so that's something.
Could be okay.
2 times. I like.
Nice.
I like the new 4-sider so far. That's for a total of 10 in an unskilled though, so that's what minus.
That's -2, so that's going to be an 8, which is still enough to give you a raise.
Shoot! Yeah, I got lucky.
Hell yeah! So you are relatively easily able to sort of take him and bring him back over to the area that was designated before, and start to look him over, check him. He does seem to be running a mild fever. So you deal with various things to try and let that happen.
Some leaves randomly, and they happen to be the right ones.
They happen to be right. They were right next to poison ivy, but you didn't grab those, so it's fine.
Because I know poison ivy, the butt remembers.
The butt remembers, of course.
The wiping incident.
Yeah, so you go through, you check him. He's running a mild fever, but other than that, he seems to be okay. As far as you can tell, there's no physiological reason that he should be unconscious. So you know that he's okay. His body is not going to fall apart anytime soon, and he's as comfortable as you can possibly make him, which is definitely better than he was on the dirt earlier.
And he was unconscious when this whole thing started, right?
Yep, sleeping when it happened.
Yeah.
Best not to worry him then.
Yeah, maybe he'll just think it's a dream. Who knows?
Maybe it was. Maybe I was hallucinating.
Maybe so. Who's to say? So yeah, you get him situated. He looks a lot better. His breathing is a little less labored than it was before.
All right,
and
well, I guess I'll just keep watch the rest of the night.
Absolutely. Trapper, you have sort of a foggy recollection of what happened earlier. You're pretty certain if you stop to think about it, you're relatively certain you're dreaming at the moment. And your head is just racing with you traveling at upwards of the speed of a horse at a full gallop, just running through the woods, always with that sort of feeling right in the back of your mind that you're just so close. You're so close to your prey. And you both, and you wake up in the morning to see Crowe sitting watch. Depending on did you have a fire going, Crowe?
Oh, probably a small one if it got cold. If not, then no.
It was relatively cold being in the forest and all. Yeah. So just the embers of something kindling. You're frankly, Trapper, you feel like crap.
Fire going. That's right. We camped in the woods, so we did have a fire going.
Yeah, absolutely. Correct. It's the sun is rising at this point, so you didn't have necessarily much reason to keep it going at this point when he is waking up. The night is uneventful. There's eventually, after some time, the hooting and the caws of birds and various nightlife of the forest starts to come back after the melee that occurred. Trapper, you feel like crap.
Through watch.
Hmm?
You let me sleep through watch.
Well, I mean, yeah. I did it. I'm tired.
I don't feel so good.
No, love. That's because you got turned into a wolf man or something. So we're going to have to keep our eye on that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm kind of bent up about it myself. But, job to do, Trap. Job to do. So, when the need takes you, try real hard not to eat me. It was out of my hands, honestly. The ghost lady insisted.
Stupid ghosts.
Wolf ghosts. I mean, there wasn't much I could do about it, was there? Can't punch a ghost. Don't think you can punch a ghost. Easier to deal with when it was a wolf. You look all right.
I don't feel so good. But at least we know you can already kill a werewolf.
Yeah, unless it's you. Nope, afraid I'm just going to have to let you, raise a few villages, eat a few people. Maybe then you'll push me to it, but even then, I doubt it.
I don't want to eat anybody.
Nor do I want you to, mate. Not something I want at all. But, if that's the way it has to be, we're partners, right?
Yeah, partners.
I expect if I was to be turned into a horrible creature of the night, that you'd let me kill a few people before you took me out. Just to see if it was my thing.
Well, you're smart, Crowe.
I know. Well, shall we get on the road then?
Yeah, we should go.
As soon as you start to go vertical, you're able to do it and muscle through it. Your ears are blaring. Everything looks incredibly bright.
I'm just going to set you up on the horse then. I'm going to set you up. Give you the old boost.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, boot in.
No. Oh.
You're fine. You're fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine.
Yeah. Trapper, would you like to go ahead and give me a vigor check?
Sure.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I'd love if you did.
Oh. That's going to be an 11.
Yeah, you're able to muscle through it relatively competently. It's irritating as all hell, and you still, every muscle in your body feels incredibly weak, but you have a job to do, goddammit.
Ugh.
All right. On the road.
Yeah. Yeah, road.
It's about a week's worth of travel through this forest before anything of note.
I am talking to him like everything's fine, no matter how sick he gets.
He doesn't, during the course of this week, he doesn't necessarily seem to get particularly any worse, but he doesn't seem to be getting any noticeably better. The only, change that is obvious is that Trapper's starting to get used to the motions of waking up and spending the next, 16 hours feeling like he's died.
Good.
And after a little while, passing through various beautiful parts of this forest, large canopy which blocks about 80% of the sunlight, but enough trickles down and through that you can see where you're going, and it's, there's enough brightness, because there's about, 80% of the sun is being blocked by the leaves, but it's still filtering through them, so everything has this beautiful green sheen. Full undergrowth, this mild, sort of like beaten down path that you're following with various roots popping up, going at a comfortable pace. And after a while, you make your way to this small babbling brook after a few days, about a week, as I already said, of travel through this forest, maintaining yourselves, and find, as it's getting to around midday, and the horses and the both of you would be around the point where it'd be good to stop for some water for a moment. This medium-sized pond sort of presents itself in front of you.
Still talking, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hitch up the horses, do the whole washing and refilling kind of thing. See, I think that you made a mistake with the wolf thing. Myself, I am holding out for a dragon.
Dragon.
Yes. Ghost of a were-dragon says, hey, I'll bite you and then you will have an edge. I think it'll happen. I mean, we started off with a talking chimp. Moved away up to werewolf. Dragon's only a matter of time, Trap. And then you'll be taking care of me while I'm sick.
I don't like being sick.
I don't like it either. You're no fun at all.
This is worse than the cholera.
Oh, no. Cholera's bad. Cholera's bad. I mean, you're not dead. You've been riding for a week. I mean, you're all right.
Could I get the both of you to make me notice checks? Unfortunately, at the moment, with Trapper being at a -3, let's say, because of the ringing in the ears.
Boo!
I know, it's Big Boo. Big old Boo. 5.
2.
I got a 4. Yeah, fair enough. Well, I got a 4. So you, Crow, during this conversation, hear a twig snap, sort of like around to your right-hand side, around the pond, over by a sort of group of underbrush. And you hear just a very small and then nothing.
I just keep talking. And kind of over to Trapper, kind of, I'm holding up for a were dragon.
You both see just a slight rustle through the ferns.
In the bushes over there.
Oh.
Right here. Right over there. In the bushes. Something squeaky. Hello? We're friendly.
Uh,
And unarmed. Well, I am. Here's a bow. But he won't shoot it at you. He's very sick. Probably
You
shouldn't have told you that.
you see first 2 large, almost fox-like in their placement and pointiness, bald, sort of sallow green ears pop out of the ferns, which you didn't immediately notice because they sort of blended in naturally. And then slowly rising is this about kickball sized head
Mm-hmm.
popping up. Similar sallow green complexion. Relatively long upturned nose at the tip, probably around 3 inches. Small, beady little eyes and a wide mouth, sort of locked in a grimace of fear.
So like a Pathfinder goblin, but with a big nose?
Yeah, big nose, upturned, but something like that. And obviously terrified.
Hello? Look at that. Not a chimp.
One little sallow green hand wrapped in a brown cloth raises up.
Hey, mate, come on out.
Steps out of the ferns in the underbrush, carrying what seems to be a rather large for their size. You'd guess around 2.5 feet tall. Rather large backpack with various things, pots, bits of stick, rope, little bedroll at the top, like a full, what you would think like out on the trail for a few months sort of kit would look like. And this obviously over and over again hand-stitched sort of brown, mostly sun-bleached clothing.
No. There's Trapper and Crowe. Couriers.
Hi. My name is Scrunger.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm sorry. I do not mean in any way to be offensive. It's just I'm not completely accustomed to the creatures of this particular side of the world at this point. What might you be? You
I'm local.
Danish?
I'm just local.
Just from here. But not a human though. Otherwise you'd be a small child, and you don't seem. I've never seen a small child that would carry a backpack that large on purpose.
No, I'm full grown. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, I had kind of assumed I was human, but if you're assuming that you two are, and you're that tall and not green, that kind of puts my whole worldview into question.
No. Actually, it puts my whole worldview into question as well. Because I mean, what if I'm not? You know.
The only green humans I've seen are dead ones.
Oh yeah,
Am I?
after they sit a bit, oh yeah, they definitely have a green hue to them for a day or two, and then it turns black. Ugly.
You see a Scrunger noticeably stops paying attention to the conversation after Trapper speaks and sort of starts to come up and sniff at you a little bit.
Wow. Now what you're probably smelling is the spirit of a wolf.
I was going to ask what was wrong.
Probably shouldn't have told you that.
Fresh? New?
Yeah, I thought I just smelled good because I bathed 2 weeks ago.
You do smell good, yes, but...
No, we've gone over this trap. The old lady was a wolf the whole time. We beat up the wolf. She turned into a ghost. The ghost turned you into a wolf. Now you're a wolf.
I do have to sort of reconsider what human is, but I'm pretty sure I don't eat them. So...
Well, I mean, I think we're all good then. Yeah, cool. You a bandit? I don't imagine you can carry much more than that, right?
Oh, no, I'm an apothecary.
Oh, like a healer.
Yes, and you're new, yes? You're Crowe. What's your name again?
I'm Trapper.
Trapper. You're new. If you're this sick, it's probably new, right?
Just about a week.
Yep.
So in theory, this is going to last like this if untreated until the first time you change, either when you get incredibly upset or the next full moon. Don't know when that could be, so...
I don't get upset.
So we got to wait for the moon then?
If untreated, but I might be able to help alleviate your symptoms for the next, let's see, if you were turned 3 weeks?
Okay.
Help it not be a big issue? If you're interested. I mean, I know a lot of people sort of have...
The ringing.
They don't trust medicine or whatever.
No, medicine's good. What's the the price?
I mean, I am short an ingredient, so I would need help getting that. But
there you go. Fetch quest. I'm in.
I really just haven't seen anybody in a minute, to be honest. I occasionally trade with whoever comes through, but it's been a while since anyone's come through, so I just sort of...
And when people do come through, you hide in the bushes.
This is correct. They didn't tell me they were human, though, because they didn't notice me particularly. So I thought they were monsters. But you seem cool.
So do you.
Thank you. I have a hut. I can go unload my stuff. I can tell you what you're getting on the way. Yes?
You want me to carry a bag for you?
No. I got strong back, strong calves.
All right. I was just trying to be nice since you're doing us a favor. But
I do appreciate it. But
we'll follow.
I'm good. I'm cool. So as they start to lead you through this similarly track-beaten path, but much smaller, and there's a lot lower branches because this person obviously, A, does not have a horse, and B, is very short. You will have to duck around and, lead the horses a bit more carefully.
The last person who was nice to us turned me into a werewolf.
Right, well, maybe if I play my cards right, I can become one of those green big-eared thingies.
Why? You seem so much stronger than me. I don't get it.
No, I'm not really sure what the benefit would be.
You can fit into small places.
I haven't figured out the benefit of this yet either. Here's my man. Sick all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty rough in the beginning, and sometimes forever, I guess. Does make you notoriously difficult to kill, though. That's a whole part of the thing with the silver.
Yeah, but, Trap already had that.
Oh.
That's true.
I don't get it, then.
I've been shot 4 times.
That is true, and only one of those was me.
I've only been shot 2 times. That's a lot.
I think so too.
4 times is so many times.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the war.
Oh. I understand a lot of people get shot in those.
Nowadays, especially.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So, let me lay it down real quick.
Oh, please do.
I'm gonna need the antlers of a bear buck. It's shedding season, so in theory, if you can find where some of they are, you can find where some of the antlers is, right?
I am not an outdoorsman. Trapper, is that true?
What kind of antlers?
Bear buck, big, broad, covered in fur, hibernate through the winter, have big antlers.
Bear buck is the only way I ride.
Bear buck?
Yeah. I really don't understand what the confusion's about. It's a big animal. It's got antlers and it's big and it.
Trap,
I don't know.
have you noticed that all the animals around here are just 2 animals that have been squished together? For example, the wolf snake, the bear buck, the old lady wolf ghost. That was 3 things.
You're really smart, Crow, and you're right.
I may be both, Trap. I may be both.
What do they eat?
Well,
Just about anything, really.
Okay.
Want to see if they're crownivorous?
Oh, that's good.
I'm
They do eat They do
Whoa.
eat crows. They eat plenty of birds, though. That is true.
Well,
If they can catch them.
well, then they're about to eat crow. You see what I did twice with the same joke, but different way.
Trapper, is he craving death?
I think he's trying. I think he's funny. I don't get it.
Yeah, humor's way above your level, Trap. No offense to you, because I think that you're a man of incredible wit and instinct, cunning, like a dog, but like the hunting kind of dog.
I was gonna say that might be a little rude. Little scars haven't healed over. A little sore to the touch. I don't know.
Right, because a wolf now, which is also a kind of large dog,
Yes.
Yeah.
that was fortuitous then that it happened to you instead of me completely by chance.
Well, let's go find a bear buck.
I can help you with that. Take advantage of some of your new skills, Trapper.
Huh?
Trevor
Here,
was the best hunter around.
he's gonna be even better now, right?
You hear that?
See?
Better than the best around. Best anywhere. Best in the world.
Okay.
It's your problem, Trap. No ambition.
Yeah, it
No,
seems like you're just kind
accolades.
of chilling.
Never tries to hold the glory. That's why I had to put your name first.
Fair. Well, we're here, so here. Let me sort of find this little hovel made of looks like if you had to guess, it seems like it is constructed out of wood that was stolen from beaver dams.
Is that because it was constructed of wool that was stolen from beaver dams?
Yes. But he won't tell you that.
Right, and we'll never figure it out as characters, but it's nice for us
But
to play.
you know. Yeah. Of course. Little some authorial intent in there. So he sort of like goes to the door, opens it, looks up at you for a moment, considers. I'll be right back. Feel free to hitch the horses or whatever. You'll find there's plenty of trees. You'll find something.
We hitch the horse.
Okay.
And I ponder what whatever might be.
After a brief moment, they come back out, having removed their backpack and carrying what seems to be this very oversized sort of pelt. It's very big. This is my blanket. Here. This is the pelt of a bear buck. It's obviously just an oversized bear pelt with what looks to be sewn closed holes up where the forehead would be, probably around antler zone.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Trapper.
So it's just a bear with horns.
I don't know what a different kind of bear is. I'm going to be honest.
How big are the antlers generally?
They're about as long as I am tall. And again, this person is about 2.5 feet tall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a lot.
It's about this big.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And I do only need one. And again, it is shedding season, so if you can find them, you should be able to find some antlers nearby without having to necessarily engage. Yes?
no, I wasn't planning on marrying anyone, let alone a bear buck.
That's good. Here.
Thank you.
Hey, Trapper. Give this a
Yeah.
whiff. Sort of like takes this
Okay.
giant oversized pelt and puts it towards you. You obviously have to bend down.
Careful, Trap. Remember what happened last time I said that.
As you take these deep inhales of breaths, your mind instantly clears.
Huh.
And you just get this nagging pull somewhere that you'd have to focus on. But you think you know you can smell something else somewhat nearby.
Okay. I think there's one close to us, Crow.
Well, come on then. Let's go.
Be careful. Don't get eaten, okay?
I won't.
No promises. Let's leave the horses.
Good idea.
Be quiet
Nice.
or on foot anyway.
I'll make sure that nobody gets the horses with their teeth or their hands.
All right.
Cisco bites.
I will also hopefully not be gotten by the horses with their teeth or their hooves.
Susan also bites.
So, Trapper, you, if you would like, can go ahead and make a tracking roll with an additional +2 since you have some sort of scent to rely on.
That's going to be a 7.
It's going to be more than enough. You got ghosts in your blood, you know?
Do some cocaine about it.
Do some cocaine about it. So you just immediately sort of get a bead of the right direction to go. You'd guess it's probably around... You don't know exactly how you know this based on the smell, but probably around 1.5 miles away. And approximately northeast of this position.
You're going the right way, Trap. Because I smell fuck all.
It's that way. 1.5 miles.
All right. I break off into a jog and start heading that way.
I don't understand how I know that.
Well, you got to keep up because you're the one tracking, mate.
Your muscles feel, at least now that you're sort of starting to focus on this, now that you have a target that you are going to acquire, you feel reinvigorated. Your ears are clear and sharp. Your mind is intensely focused. The musculature in your arms and your legs just feels like it's almost pulling you in the direction of
Super
quarry. Yeah.
You're ripped.
Some reason you just got like Hollywood trimmed just in the middle of the night.
Tobey Maguire shredded.
There you go. I can't canonize that in good faith. So you continue onward through the woods. Would you? It's up to you. How do you want to approach this as you get closer and closer?
Well, we've got 1.5 miles to cover first, so that
Oh yeah,
first 1.25 miles, I don't think it makes too much of a difference.
right.
But after that, if I think we're getting closer, we should probably slow down and be quiet. Assuming that a bear buck has hearing like a bear, it has a really damn good hearing.
Oh yeah.
It has hearing like a buck, in which case it has excellent hearing.
So you continue onward. You get up there, and sounds like I should ask the two of you to go ahead and give me stealth rolls.
I can also do that.
Yeah. As you continue to approach. 6. Very nice.
Well, hold on. Let me actually check that.
Fair enough.
10.
10 from you.
Do I have that much stealth, or was I lying to myself? No, I have that much stealth. Okay.
Hell yeah. So you got a 6 out of 10. I rolled like dog shit just to put that out in the open.
Winning.
Better than rolling in dog shit.
That is true. That is true. And you sort of start to, drop into these lower stands, be much more aware of the underbrush and the twigs and
Crowe
all.
has no doubt in his mind that he's sneakier than a bear buck.
Yeah, whatever that is. And you get closer and closer, and you, Trapper, are relatively confident that you are just about right on top of it. When you sort of
We're close enough. We want to see it first. Hopefully, not fight anything. I have an idea, which is really rare for Trapper.
You stop and you look, and there's just a very small clearing in front of you. And on the one side, it looks like there is a cave in the side of a moderate hill that slopes up in front of you. And your best guess is that it's in there.
Hmm.
And your best guess is a very good guess, for record.
So maybe we look around at the trees and see if they've done that thing that deer do where they,
Bears also do that with their claws.
Right, but you can tell the difference between claw marks and antler
Ben-
marks.
Bears also do it with their backs too, because they like back scratches.
Oh, we've all heard about the joy of barebacks.
Yeah, Crow, you want to go ahead and give me a notice to look around for that?
Certainly.
You can also do it if you want, Trapper, but you do what you want. You're a grown ass man.
No survival skill to speak of. Notice seems like the best option for me.
Yeah, because
Ooh, but I got a 6 on my wild die, and that came out to an 11.
it came out to an 11.
Crow's having a smart day again.
Yeah, looks like definitely a handful of these have been scraped in that manner, and they look like it's all you know, at least by Trapper's guess, and you know, you might be able to take this, but between the two of you, you're relatively sure it's been a few days since they've done that scraping with the antlers. So in theory, they have been shed and they are somewhere nearby.
Hmm.
You want me to go look inside?
I don't think that's a good idea.
You want to go look inside then?
Let's look out here first.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Going
I will take-
into a cave with a bear is a bad idea.
This is true. So I would take from you both, my friends, either another notice, an investigation, or a survival, whichever one you're the best at. I think they're all valid
definitely
here.
Survival.
Yeah,
Sounds
go.
good.
We're gonna get 15 on that survival roll.
Got me a 5. Feeling good about it.
Nice. Nice. So you, Crow, sort of look around for a little while, and you're relatively certain you see what looks to be the corner of one poking out from just inside the cave. Just a little bit of antler, just poking out. And as soon as you wheel around to sort of like mention this to Trapper and be like, "Hey, I think it's in there." Trapper is standing behind you, holding up one of the other antlers.
I found one.
Yeah, no, I saw that one too, but I thought that one might be more an adventurous grab. But you know, thanks for picking that up. We can probably just go then.
That's a good idea.
And as you turn around to leave, I will take just one more stealth check.
Come on, lucky new day. 4 is not good.
No.
4's okay. 4 is fine. 4 is a success. In
7.
this game. I like 4.
Got a 4, got a 7. Yeah, that sounds great. So you take the 4, and you, my good Trapper, take the 7. However, being as this was a contested roll, just one branch snap. All it takes
Trapper.
for you to stop, sort of turn around, and whether or not you turn around is up to you, but just be aware that after just a brief moment,
I'm not going to turn around.
sounds like shuffling and a little bit of animal noise coming from inside the cave.
Hey, Trapper.
We should run.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just there's a theory about if it's like a bear instead of a deer. If it's like a bear, it'll run much faster than a man and be able to climb trees. However,
Mostly, yeah.
if it's like a deer, it will be much faster than a man, and because it's part bear, will also be able to climb trees.
Yep.
So let's retreat. Quiet
Okay.
retreat.
Great. I'm a sucker for staged successes and failures. So your twigged snap has woken it up, but it is not particularly aware of your location. So you can both go ahead and give me some more stealth checks. I'm going to, before you roll them, I'm going to give you what you are going to need. That one blew up. We're going to see how that goes. The bear has a 9 on its notice.
All right. Let's see if my stealth is better than a 4 this time.
We do all
better.
have
It
bennies.
counts. It is not better than
We
I.
do have bennies if you would like to take them, but also do whatever you want.
You know, these are consequences that I get for being overconfident. I'm going to lean into them.
Okay.
I have a 10.
You have a 10. So in theory, Trapper is clean. Crow, you start to creep away, making just great steps, getting out there, you got all your stealth basics just down on pat. And you hear the stomping on the forest floor behind you,
Christ,
coming in your direction.
Down, mate. Top of my voice.
Great. Yeah. Is there a specific purpose to this I need to make you roll for, or you just
No. I have both overconfident and loudmouth.
That makes sense. That checks out.
Those are my hindrances. I just figured, hey, I wonder if I can play both of these at the same time to my detriment.
Turns out you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. Hey, I'm sneaking over here.
Hey. So you stop, holler, presumably turn at this point.
Yeah. I turned because Crow hollered.
Supposed to. We're moving.
Yeah. And you see what looks to be a large black bear, probably around 7 foot at the shoulder, with just blood streaking down from its forehead, seeming to come over its eyes to a degree. You can see the furless patches where, obviously, the antlers have been removed.
Removed, not
removed presumably removed naturally. Like it took them off naturally.
Ah, I see.
Yes, sorry. I did not mean to mislead there. So, regardless of what you're going to do, I'm going to imagine that now would be a good time to draw some initiative cards.
I don't disagree.
Not a bad idea.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Who am I drawing for first?
You can draw for yourselves first. It's up to you which.
Crow, do you want the first card?
Doesn't matter to me, mate.
All right. There you go, Crow. King of diamonds for you.
Nice. King of diamonds for Crow.
I'll take a 7 of diamonds.
Hell yeah.
And we can give the bear buck a 4 of hearts.
Great. So it's going to be Crow, Trapper, and the bear buck. But I don't like that, so I'm going to spend one of my bunnies to get the bear buck a new one.
Okay.
Sorry.
Picking up the deck. You get the Joker instead.
Bear buck's going to hold for now.
That gives you your Benny back.
Indeed it does. That's a good expenditure right there, kids. Bear buck's going to hold. Crow, what would you like to do?
I would like to leave very quickly.
Great. So you're just hoofing it?
Oh, not just hoofing it. Like, about halfway through my movement, I'm going to, climb up halfway a tree and then hop to another one and, just start squirreling as much as possible.
Hell yeah. Is climbing still a skill in the new edition?
Athletics covers it all.
Athletics. That's right. Go ahead and give me an athletics.
My two favorite things. Climbing and throwing, my two favorite things.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They're both very good.
Athletics now.
Go ahead and give me an athletics for that clamber.
Yeah. I am a squirrel! Exploded 6. And then a 6 on the 8 for a total. It's a 10 on my athletics.
10 is quite good. Yeah, you're easily able to get these trees are nothing to scoff at, but there's enough knobs and barbs and various branches that you're able to scramble up and get over to another one with relative ease. So you do that. the bear buck is going to continue to hold as Trapper. What would you like to do?
I am going to take a 2-point penalty to my shooting to fire non-lethal attacks with my arrows.
Sounds good.
I am going to take a multi-action penalty because I'm still going to shoot twice. So I'm taking a 4-point total penalty, but because it is my trademark weapon and my improved trademark weapon, 2 of those penalties are offset.
Well, somebody leveled up, didn't they?
Oh, somebody did. Mm.
And with the 2-point penalties, I'm going to have 6 and 5 for my shots.
Both going to be more than enough to hit with a shooting roll. Those are both successes. Go ahead and give me your non-lethal damage.
Oh, not particularly high. I've got 5 damage on the first roll.
Okay.
We're going to be doing a lot better on this one. We're going to end up with 27 as the total on the second shot, though.
Well, I'm definitely going to try and soak that. Surprise, surprise.
But it's non-lethal, so at least you'll, I guess,
Yeah,
fuck out with an arrow?
Indeed. Indeed. I'm going to, let's see, you had 27.
27 for the total damage on that.
So subtracting that, it's going to be... So that is going to, with the soak, reduce it to a shaken and a wound.
All right.
Yeah.
That's not so bad. Trying to grab the rules real quick for the non-lethal damage and how it works as opposed to doing shaken and wound results.
Of course, yeah.
Give me 1 second here. I forgot what page it was on. Good thing it has an index.
Hell yeah.
All right. So far as it goes, is it's treated the same way as wounds until they get to the point of incapacitation. So they get the penalties for it and everything, but if the combat ends, it's not actually you're dead.
It's not in danger of death. Cool. Great. Love to hear it. Well,
so, same penalties still apply.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be the bear buck's turn because it did not interrupt anybody. So it's going to have to make a certain roll.
That spirit test that it gets at the start of the turn still gets the Joker's benefit of +2.
It
for the
does. That's the thing. Oh, that's the wrong dice. There we go. And it is going to succeed to break the shaken, but it is just 1 shy, so I'm going to spend that Benny that I got back to try and get a raise on that. And that is not going to be a raise. So it's still just going to be no longer shaken, but not be able to take an action. And, I've only got so many. Might as well save them.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Because you drew a Joker, I have to shuffle the deck.
Indeed you do. And then we're going to wheel around and see who goes first after that.
And yes, there's some commentary and chat on this particular deck because a few of them have been playing a game where it is involved and it has really screwed one of the players consistently in every game.
I was just commiserating because this deck actually usually screws me pretty bad too.
That's true. Yeah. But at least we're not using the cheat deck online anymore.
Oh, man.
That was so rough. That was so rough.
All right. Once again, start for Crowe.
Crowe with a 4 of clubs.
There, that's what I speed with this deck.
Will be a 7 of spades. And for the bear buck, a 9 of clubs.
Man, you know what? I want to Benny that.
I figured you would.
I hate 4.
You get a 6 of diamonds instead.
Oh, that deck is the worst. I'm never spending another Benny on it.
I will also go ahead and drop a penny and try and beat the 7 because it's important to me. And the 9 of diamonds is slightly better and good enough. It's one
Indeed.
better than clubs as far as going goes, and that's all that
This
matters
is
to me,
true.
is that I beat the bear buck.
So you are going to go first, right after launching this volley, and obviously this thing. Yeah, this creature, after rearing up onto its hind legs and sort of just non-committally slapping around, it seems like it's distracted by the dried blood in its eyes at this point.
Thank you for the draw, too.
Yes,
thank you for the draw too.
Thank you so much.
I didn't see that because I was too busy in my bearbuck land.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I am simply going to repeat the action of the previous round and fire 2 more non-lethal shots into it.
Go ahead and do it.
I see flight is not on Trapper's radar right now. That's fine.
He's going to knock this big old thing out.
Yep. We're going to have a 29 for one of those attacks.
Okay.
And
Okay.
a 5 for the other.
Both of those are going to hit. The first one's going to get a raise. Surprise.
All right, here we go. Here's the one with the raise.
Uh-oh.
We're going to get 12 damage on the one with the raise. Not great because I got an exploding die with one of them, but I also rolled 2 1s with the other ones. So
Oh, damn.
kind of canceled it out.
That's unfortunate.
So 12 on that one. And second one is going to do probably better. Let's see. Second one is going to do another 12. So 12 for either attack.
And both of those, as you loose the arrows and send them straight on target, just sort of land and almost feel like they don't sink in quite properly as they get,
It does have
taken.
an armor piercing of 1. So if
It has an armor piercing of 1. That is true.
Toughness applies, and then one of it goes away if any of its toughness comes from any kind of protection.
None of it comes from a sense of armor. It's just thick as shit.
All right.
And I might be doing that wrong, but either way, 1 will not be enough to break that. So, moving on down, it's the big boy's turn. Big boy's getting shot.
Yep.
They don't like that too much, frankly. So, it's going to have a jaunty little time and come lumber on over to you, and it's going to give you a big old bear hug by swiping at you with one of its mighty paws. I am going to assume that an 11 is going to break your parry.
Yep.
Big kid. All right, and then it's just that with a plus. That's right. That landed on my keyboard, so that doesn't count.
But it doesn't break my parry with enough for a raise.
This is good. Is a 7 enough to break your toughness?
Nope.
2 right. Roll pretty.
7 is my toughness before my armor kicks in.
Very nice. So yeah, it goes in with this swipe and just sort of tings off of your old breastplate, and you sort of, as this rush of combat starts to go through you, after getting the antler and stepping away, your head started to almost reset back into that muddled, ear-ringing, migraine-like place. But as soon as this thing swipes at you, you go straight into, you are completely present, fully aware. And now,
That wasn't very nice.
it really wasn't. We are going to go down to Crow's turn. Hey, what's up, tree boy?
Hello. Well, so now I see that the bear is going after him instead of going away from him from getting shot. I'm going to make sure that bear stays away from my buddy.
2 right.
So I'm going to hop out of that tree and walk up to that bear and punch him in the nose. Or better
All
yet,
right.
jump down on that bear and punch him in the nose. Either way,
Yeah.
punch in the nose.
Yeah, I'm I am going to give you a
Exactly,
+2 to this
BFA.
fighting roll. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a +2 to this fighting roll from your supreme, possibly accidental positioning.
I've got the high ground, Anakin.
You've got the high ground.
BFA. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, that's not quite as good. But is it +2? 17.
Oh yeah, that's going to. It would raise more than once, but only one counts for a fighting roll. So.
Sorry.
Woo.
That's all I get.
Woo.
You don't roll a wild die on damage, right?
No.
Correct.
Right. So, but I do get an extra D6 for the raise.
Yep.
Correct.
Thank you for the refresher. I apologize.
No worries.
It's quite all right. Excuse me. How poor of you. How poorly done.
Don't make me feel bad. That's
Too late.
3 6s on 3 different sized dice. Make that 4 6s. So 6 times 4 is 24 plus 4 is 28.
I mean, I can try and soak it, so I might as well.
I can go non-lethal too because I'm unarmed though, right?
Oh yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just trying to knock out this bear.
Oh
You
yeah.
know.
So you have a 26, yes?
Correct.
On how much damage you do with knocking out the bear?
Yep.
Correct.
26 knockout.
And there's some AP on that too, isn't there?
Quite possibly. Oh,
I
boy.
don't know if you have AP for your unarmed.
I don't know if I do either. I'm just
I
talking
don't
about it.
know. I don't know. Either way. Okay, so that's gonna be enough to shake it again and deal one more wound. So let me take a good old-fashioned note of that. So it is at 2 wounds. Going and giving the old sock, just rears back with the bump right on the nose. And then guess what? We got to draw again.
Yep.
One more time.
There you go, Crow.
That's
Hey, that
better.
is better.
Everybody else runs up.
And for Trapper,
Oof.
I'm gonna probably be using that draw 2 action, but first let's get the but the king for the bear, I'm definitely going for the draw 2.
Go ahead and take it.
Chances are slim. I might as well not do it, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it for that. He just gets to go first, and there's not a goddamn thing I can do about it.
yeah,
Fair.
you're right. Let's save the draw 2 for one where it's a little bit closer. It's going to be awfully hard to beat that king.
There's only 2 ways to do it. So
Yeah. Better king or a jack or a
Yeah.
joker.
Only the spades king is going to be faster than the hearts. So
That's the truth.
that
So-
puts, well, aces would be too. So there's only 7 cards in the whole deck that could beat that.
So you, Trapper, go in there, just slinging arrows into this thing, having dropped 4 into it currently. Driving it back, whipping it up into a. That's the technical term. Then out of nowhere, Crow drops from the trees and socks it right in the snout. And then when it turns around, and this big old bear buck has a chance to do something with its just has a moment to breathe, somewhere it can get something in, just sort of like stumbles back, wheels around, and runs straight back into the cave, large back hooves just pummeling the earth beneath it.
off we go then.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Poor little fella.
It'll be okay.
And we head back to the hut.
Yeah. Make a relatively quick travel, remembering your way back. On the way there, Trapper, your headache starts to sink back in. But it is not quite as bad as before, because you still have a bit of adrenaline rushing through you. That's keeping it at bay to a certain degree. And by the time you make it back to the little hut of your friend Scrunger, he sort of like pops out. Oh, you're not dead. That's
No.
good. Very good. Very, very, very good. Come.
The bear buck's not dead either.
Very ecologically conscious of you. Come inside. You lay down. You, Crow, I will need your help. Also, Merkworky is correct. I did forget to break Shaken on it. I'll roll it right now, just to see if it technically happened the way I said it. Die 8 for its spirit is going to explode, so it will be able to break and beat the Shaken. Thanks for keeping me honest, though. So, what we said happens. You return. I will need you to saw off just a section about this big from one of the little branches of the antlers and grind it in this. And he pulls out this very large for him, but medium-sized for you, mortar and pestle, and sort of sets it on the table.
All right, I get to the manual labor bit.
I have to concoct everything else and put it together. Understand, of course.
Yeah.
Reaching around. As you have been brought into this relatively short but spacious sort of room, you can see it is lined on all sides by shelves full of glass jars, pottery with some kind of a writing scrawled on in a language and script that you do not particularly recognize. He's just like going through, running from side to side, shelf to shelf, just grabbing bits, sort of like just mushing his hands in them, throwing them in a big old thing in the center table.
Yes, this is what magic is.
Maybe.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's probably pretty close to your understanding of magic as much as anything else, because it is apothecary work, grabbing various items and combining them into something with a greater effect.
apothecaries and smiths are just wizards.
They're just wizards with mundane tools.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Yeah. So he like gets various pieces, like bits of mushroom, a whole dried frog, something that looks like it was probably a flower 10 years ago, but is so emaciated at this point it's practically dust. Various other concoctions, a bit of spring water to sort of meld it in and make sort of a paste out of. And then after you're done grinding up the antler, sprinkles that on, puts it in, and leaves it to solidify, and then puts it into what seems to be a small wood fire oven. And after about 10 minutes of baking in the wood fire oven, just like, oh, so was it good? Is good good animal? Bad animal?
What?
Sorry, we just gotta like wait for 10 minutes while it bakes, so I don't know.
Talk about Trapper?
I meant the thing that you got these from. You said you didn't kill it, so I assumed you ran into it and then didn't kill it.
Right, yeah, no. Punched him in the nose.
Nice. I hear that's good for them.
My dad told me the same thing. I don't think it was.
Oh,
It didn't give me the desired effect.
Crow
Fair enough.
punch is good.
I'm gonna, I've got a well. I'm gonna go get this boy some water, so I'll be right back. If it starts smoking, pull it out. I should be back before it finishes. So he grabs like a pail and steps on out of his little hovel and returns in relatively short order with water. Waits for a moment, continuing to awkwardly try and make conversation. And then eventually pulls out a single, probably around 3-inch wide, disc-ish piece of very unappetizing looking, hard, tacky stuff.
Hmm.
You're going to have to eat all of this, and you are going to have to not throw it up. So I hope it's okay.
Just put it on a stick.
Ooh, so-
It's not going to go on a stick. It's hard.
Right. Come on, here comes the horsey. Open up the stable.
Give me that. Try to force it down.
Yeah, it's
Trap.
Dog treat.
it's certainly not the worst thing you've ever eaten,
Nope.
but it ain't terribly pleasant.
Who's
You have
best?
the water.
You are. You are.
The water that you've given makes it a lot easier to like force down. So you're probably still gonna feel terrible for the rest of the night, and then get up in the morning. Head should be totally clear. You shouldn't be showing any more signs.
But diarrhea for a month.
If that happens, that's not on me. That's on y'all. I'm gonna be honest. That has nothing to do with me. You're free to camp outside if you want to stay for the night, or you can move on. I don't care.
Does this take care of the whole turning into a wolf that kills people thing?
No, this takes care of the migraine and fever leading up to that.
It's still gonna turn into a wolf and kill people.
I can't listen. That's way beyond my pay grade. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
We'll stay the night then.
Yeah. I mean, again, you've got around 3 weeks before that happens, so as long as you make proper preparations, I don't know, lock yourself in a basement or in the middle of nowhere, should be fine.
Mm.
We're literally in the middle of nowhere right now, as far as we know.
Correct. Great. Have a good night. I'd prefer if you got out of my tiny house because it's very small and you're very big.
It's true. It smells great in here, so don't worry. That's not why we're leaving.
I hate when people lie to me. Anyway, I'll figure out some breakfasty thing in the morning if you want it. I don't have enough dinner prepared for this many people, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Off we go. Trap.
All right.
Yeah. Wells, just over, and he sort of leans out the door, just over that way. It's just past like a handful of trees, like 20 feet into past the clearing, so should be fine.
What are we looking for?
A well, if you need to refill your water and various things.
Okay.
I don't know if you do, but
We should be fine.
killer. All right. Have a good night. And he sort of like just tries to grab you and push you out and closes the door behind you.
We're already out. It's a tiny little place.
It is a tiny little place.
Mm.
And you just sort of have a moment to think. And let's say we pick this up in about 10 minutes because we're at around a normal halfway point.
Great.
We can
Take a breather.
See y'all in
Stretch your
10.
legs.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Get your leggies out there. Goodbye.
Oh, look. I'm back. Or have I been here all along? The world may never know. How is everyone doing out there? Hope you guys have enjoyed the first few episodes of Couriers. Sorry we had the delay. There was valid reasons for it. Last week, Zombie Orpheus and Dead Gentlemen were endorsing the strike, the general strike for the Black Lives Matter movement, which we are strong supporters of. I am particularly a strong supporter of this movement because until Black Lives Matter, then all lives won't matter, and it's a big deal. And we've been struggling with systemic racism and problems with our law enforcement agencies, especially in regards to systemic racism, for a very long time. And we've already had to undergo several civil rights movements, which have not made the progress that they should have made, and continue to be resisted. And it falls on all of us to make sure that our government, our law enforcement agencies, and all of our fellow citizens know that it's past time and it's no longer an option, that this has to be the way of things. And there will continue to be consequences until it is not the way of things.
Did I miss anything fun?
No.
I didn't think so.
I was mostly giving a rather poor speech on why we support the Black Lives Matter movement and why we took the general strike off, and how important the entirety of it is. And
if they don't know by now, they're probably watching something else, I would imagine.
More than likely.
Yeah.
I don't think our audience is missing out on the point of that. You know, it's other audiences out there, but I'm pretty sure none of them watch our shows.
Fair enough. Well, I'm back. Hey, what's up? Making good conversations?
Yes.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Well, howdy, everybody. I guess we're back. Just do a little, yeah. So, just a brief little note of the things that happened today already. Trapper got turned into a werewolf. He felt real sick because it was a bad time. After about a week of traveling and Crowe trying to take care of him and keep him on his feet, which, you know, Trapper, being a very willful person, was able to do relatively well.
You can't see it. I was going to show you that there's art in the Discord.
Oh, I saw it. At least I saw the stuff that I got tagged in on Twitter. It's very exciting. It's very nice. I still don't know how to...
I got a good drawing of Trapper. It was nice. I was going to show it to you, but you can't see anything on a phone screen and a camera because of the reflection of light. Too much glare.
Too much glare. It's a damn shame. Yeah. So, after making their way forward, they met a little tiny apothecary who looked a hell of a lot like what we would consider to be a goblin, but it was pretty convinced that he was a human. But now that you guys showed up, he's a little confused about that whole situation.
And now it's the financial crisis.
Yep. You know, a lot of humanity questions the state of their existence, so we shouldn't fault the little guy.
This is true. This is true.
I mean, Trapper and Crowe don't ponder those philosophical mysteries, but other people do.
No time for it. There's work to be done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
money already.
Half of it.
Yes.
Got half of it. There's more coming. Don't worry.
Which is why most of our plans are half-baked.
Mm-hmm. So the little apothecary, Scrunger, after being told what was wrong with Trapper, offered to help give a little bit of assistance. Be like, hey, I might be able to help deal with the sickness involved. Brought you back to his little hut, and at that point said, hey, all right, so we can get this whole thing situated, but I only need some help because there is one ingredient not here, the antlers of a bear buck. And you went off to do it, found the den of one of them, managed to grab one of its antlers, given it is shedding season, from the outside of the cave, and then it woke up. So you shot it with some arrows and punched it in the nose, and it ran scampering on back because it is a wild animal and not a murder machine. So then after you made your way back, were given a piece of hardtack, or as the chat has taken to calling it, a little dog treat.
Yep. Sausages.
Little snossage.
Some kibble for Trapper.
Some
Little
kibble for
trapperoni.
Trapper. Little trapperoni. What are you gonna do? And then going from there, we're relatively easily able to come to the break. I mean, that's it. That's really what happened. You got your kibble, and you were told to get out of the house, but you're free to camp nearby.
So yeah, we'll camp nearby, restock everything we need to restock, and piss off.
Yeah,
That's about right.
absolutely. In the morning, you are given by Scrunger a little collection of what seems to be some sort of potato and mushroom hash. It's not a ton, but it's relatively filling, and you feel fine, Trapper. Like
No
back
headache.
to normal, if a little bit sharper.
What I'm really looking for is hair growth.
Nothing yet.
I'm worried.
Nothing yet. But, you know, there's still time. Still time. A Scrunger sort of, after bringing this, just shrugs, waves. Have a good trip. What are you doing here, actually?
We're couriers.
Oh,
We deliver things.
cool. Is it like a cool package? What do you...
We never check. Part of the rules.
Oh. I have a feeling you would smack me if I tried to get a look at it, so I'm going to go back inside.
That would be against the rules.
Yep. Don't want neither of us to smack you.
Nope. You are very tall. Have a great trip, journey, thing.
It was so nice to meet you. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, you're great.
Thank you.
For sure.
If you ever
Or something, we could bring it to you.
need a package delivered, look up Trapper and Crowe.
Oh, right. Our card.
I can't read any of this. I can read, but I can't. I see the logo. Is this...
Yeah, that's why there's a picture of a rope snare and also a bird.
Okay. So...
Trapper and Crowe.
Trapper and Crowe.
Oh, I get it.
Almost used one of those bear traps, but I can't draw one.
They're very
I can't
complicated.
draw.
Well, here, let me, hold on. And he sort of like goes and pulls a bit of charcoal out of one of the flaps of his like weird brown vest and draws in a similar script to what you saw on the inside of his little cottage. I have your names on here, but for me now on the back. So this is great.
All right.
Here, I have work I ought to be getting to, but let me
Have literally been trying to leave for 15 minutes.
Okay, I am going to make you wait like at least 3 more.
I understand.
I have a gift. I don't get a lot of people through here recently. Here, hold on.
Truly a gift.
He goes back, sort of scrambles back in. I'm just thinking of a very specific video of a deer going through a play slide, just squeezing in and then stepping perfectly regally back out of it. Comes back out with a, probably around the size of like a 20-ounce soda bottle, sort of clay container, with a large flat cork on the top. This should be able to help you if you get injured and you're worried about infection. Just rub some of this on the wound, and it should help clean it out, seal it up, let it heal better.
Well, that is right sweet of you, Scrunger.
Thank you, Scrunger.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm just very bored out here. Now go. You can leave now.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And he sort of turns around and just scampers back into his hut, slams the door closed, and you hear the sound of like 5 distinct locks being closed.
We should check the broken compass, Crow.
Well, yes, of course we should. Let's do that now.
You pull it out, and it does still seem to be pointing pretty much straight east.
Boom. Going the right way.
Okay. I feel a lot better, Crow.
I'm so glad. I was a bit worried of you. We were lucky we found that small green child who knew how to do healing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice enough, chap.
Are you still here?
No, we're long gone. Perfectly safe to come out. No giant people out here.
I'm gonna saddle up and start heading east.
Absolutely.
And the horses are running off, but we're staying right here as we ride off.
I thought that you said that you were gone. And it just trails off as you leave. So, you continue your path forward, going through these woods for a continuing duration of time. A couple more days pass continuously. It's you start to get into the rhythm of this place almost. Just various, you see strange animals and beasties off in the distance who mostly acknowledge you and then leave.
Bastards.
You're able to make camp.
Really strange.
Hmm?
This place is really strange.
Yep. Nothing normal about it. Lovely though, in a place. Nature and all that. I suppose. A lot of bugs. Don't care for bugs.
The bugs are, of course, big. I mean, mosquitoes are simultaneously more terrifying, but a lot easier to swat away when they're around the size of your fist. So at least you can take heart in that. And there aren't too many of them, but there's enough to be a nuisance. They come in, try and give you bites sometimes, but
we won't camp near any standing water just to be safe.
Yeah. Wise. And you continue ever onward, and it's only about 4 more days until you reach the point where the forest begins to thin yet again into sort of this rockier craggier sort of landscape.
Ah, good. Good. This is ugly.
This is bad.
No, just ugly. Ugly doesn't mean bad. Not necessarily, anyway. Like that little green boy we found. Nice boy. Ugly.
Hmm. He was pretty ugly.
Or that bartender, what looked like a chimpanzee. Not attractive. For my taste.
Are all chimpanzees ugly?
Well, I don't rightly know, chap. I haven't met all chimpanzees. The ones in bar outfits, though, yes.
Just like unnatural at that point, right? So you continue to push forward until you finally reach the last breach in the trees, and you can see this just positively blasted landscape in front of you. It's relatively neutral as far as temperature goes. You know, light jacket weather, it seems, but the sky is mostly clear. You look around and you see a lot of various craggy mountainous areas and cliffs on either side, but you're able to look down at the compass, look forward, and see that it seems relatively clear as far as you can tell, as long as the horizon goes in the direction you should be heading.
All right. Well, we keep moving.
Great. Start to push ever onward. The first thing you notice over the first day of proper travel in this area is sounds, especially at night, not lining up with the landscape as you see it. You hear the sound of wind flittering through trees when it's very clear that there's nothing but rocks all around you. You hear the sound of babbling brooks when it's dry as a damn bone down on the ground. It always, especially at night, sounds like the wrong environment. And you can see going on and continuing to pass forward, obviously, what was once a riverbed that is long dried up. Little bits and pieces of craggy little weeds and sort of very small shrub bushes cracking through the sort of blasted rocky surface of the ground. And you continue onward. Nights surrounded by, sounds of crickets. One thing that stands out the most is the roaring of cicadas at around midday, which certainly doesn't seem correct. And
it's their time.
This bothers Trapper way more than Crowe. See, Crowe doesn't know the difference.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
He doesn't like the nighttime outside. Period.
Yeah, absolutely. And around finally...
Strange.
And around finally what seems to be getting closer and closer, another 5 days of travel. You've been traveling for around 2.5 weeks now out of the projected 4 weeks that you would be out until you got to your destination.
How long you said?
4 weeks is the estimate for around how long you would be out to get to where you're going.
And we're 2.5 in?
Yes. So you peek over, and then just beyond a ridge that sort of pops up and you're able to see over, you see the remnants of a town just pretty much dead in front of you. Stone, various bottoms of buildings as the tops have long fallen away or been rotted where they would. Just layout of this relatively large town. By your guess, from what you know, it'd probably be around 300 people. And this large, what would have at one time been this beautiful rolling river cutting a swath directly in the middle of it. Just absolutely dry and barren with a handful of run-down, broken stone bridges running across it.
Well, ugly though it may be, it might be a good place to camp for the night.
Good idea.
Might even be able to find a roof to put over our head.
Maybe some supplies.
I meant since somebody asked. It has been 2.5 weeks since they entered the wastes, not 2.5 weeks since they had the run-in with the werewolf. It's been about a week and a half since that. Somebody put it in chat, so I'm clarifying. Yeah. As you go down and get closer, you can see that the stone surrounding the town of this land starts to give away to dirt and various small patches of that sort of very classic raptor grass, like very tall, needle sharp, just flowing in the very, very light breeze.
We should be careful, Crow.
I think that's good advice for every moment of every day, Trap.
Something's wrong with this place.
Well, I think if it weren't, we'd... I mean, there'd be more people here, wouldn't there?
You're always smart, Crow.
Well, shall we? Do some light shopping?
Yep.
See if the tea house is open.
Tea would be good.
Too right. So, can I get the both of you, unless you have something else specific in mind, to give me investigation checks to root around? Unless, of course, you have something else in mind.
I'm going to follow my nose.
It always knows.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and mark this on your character sheet if you would like. Now, anytime you are trying to do a survival check or search for something or whatever, and you are relying on your nose, you will get a bonus of +2. It's the first and only thing thus far that you have noticed has changed. Have a very acute sense of smell.
I've got only a 4.
5.
4 and a 5. So the two of you notice different things. Crow, you sort of go and poke around and peek around. You get the feeling that as it gets darker, it seems like it is finally, after ages of traveling through this damn place, looks like it is finally going to start to rain. And on top of that, you are relatively easily able to find something that has just enough of its foundation and proper superstructure left together that it does seem like it will be able to block the rain. It looks like a kind of squat, almost like a warehouse.
Oh, wait, I'd get one of those to bite me, and then I'd be in good shape, wouldn't I?
Turn into a house in the full moon.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And Trapper, as you are continuing to search around and sniff, you pick something up just somewhere off in the distance. Sounds like smells like it's coming from somewhere inside the town. There's been a campfire here recently.
There was a fire here, Crow. A campfire.
Oh,
Somebody's been here.
yeah, it's a bloody town, Trap. Of course, people have been here. Someone had to build all the buildings, didn't they?
Just a day or two ago.
Oh. Well, all right then. We shall remain vigilant. Found something to make a lean-to with.
This will be nice.
Yeah.
We
Plenty
can
of
have
room.
a roof.
Only
More than enough room to you can even bring the horses inside because there's definitely no doors at this point. You could bring them inside and have enough comfortable room while keeping the horses out of the rain and out of the weather.
All right.
They'd
Yeah.
like that.
Bring them in and feedback them like they're in a stable.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're loving it. So if there's anything you would like to do in the next around 4 hours before sundown,
We should
the time.
find that fire. See who was here.
You got it, bud. Off we go.
great.
In
And,
case of trouble.
You can go ahead and give me, well, hell, give me a survival check with your smell bonus. At this point, and you know where it is, and this is just going into tracking mode. Yeah, that is enough to figure out where it is. The two of you, presumably, you are together. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Just checking. So the two of you, come again.
I know my weaknesses, and it's survival and looking around for stuff.
Fair enough.
Also, math, engineering, science, occult. Any skill requiring smarts.
The humanities. Oh yeah, absolutely. So you push onward, and you figure out relatively quickly that the smell is coming from the opposite side of the riverbed. Now it's pretty easy to go down below and climb down and climb back up on the other side. It's relatively shallow descent. It's relatively wide, probably around, yeah, like this. This is like the angle of the riverbed.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Seems like it's probably around 60 feet wide. You're able to, clamber on down, clamber back on up the other side, and you find what looks to be it was hidden from the way you were coming into town by a much larger ruined structure, probably some kind of saloon, maybe a bank, something
Target.
like that. It's a Target. All signage, lettering, and sign of what things were specifically has been worn away over years and years. But you see what looks to be a partially reconstructed by cannibalizing bricks off of the other nearby buildings sort of house.
Is it tiny?
It's pretty small, and it looks like instead of them sort of figuring out something complicated for the roof, it looks like they have a bunch of patchwork animal skins that have sort of been arranged into a conical shape and then just set smack dab on top and sort of
Just how big is the opening of this teepee?
it is sort of a teepee type shape on top of a stone brick house.
How big is the opening?
There is no opening on the teepee type cone, but there is a normal sized, like 7-foot tall doorway.
I don't trust it. It's a little half-pint person living in there. We can't pretend like it's not.
Could be.
Trust me. It always is.
I'm gonna go look inside.
Yeah,
All right,
great.
then.
You poke your head in, look around. It is dark, and go ahead and give me a notice check from both of you. Trapper on the inside, Crow on the outside.
8.
8 from Crow, very nice.
13.
You are both confident that it is empty and there is no one nearby. You're relatively sure you didn't see anybody as you were going through the town. But this does look like a semi-permanent structure. So there's nobody here now, but somebody could quite possibly come back later.
Hmm.
And you can tell with the amount of light that is sort of flittering down through the number of skins in the patchwork roof that are not like full pelts. See some relatively simple things. Looks like a makeshift bed, which is just another big old stack of
Bed. I
sort
don't
of
think you're going to introduce us to a full-size person. I don't think you're going to do it. That's they're either going to be too big or too small.
We'll see. I might not. Maybe I don't introduce you to anybody. It's just an empty house. This is they also both know. Just to break away and do a bit of a tangent. In the Sunday game I run with these people quite often. I don't do normal-sized people hardly
we have
ever.
not run into a normal human the entire time that we've been doing this campaign.
You ran into one, and he was a bartender who was not important in that bar.
He was just a random patron.
Yeah, he ran it, and he got pointed back. They're like, oh yeah, you should go talk to the guy in the zoot suit in this fantasy land. He's more important.
I expect everybody to be some form of kobold or fish person.
We
Or
rescued a fish person that lives on land. Come on.
This is true. This is true. Technically, it was in space. Please, come on. So, yeah, you do see a normal-sized makeshift bed, which looks to be another stack of reclaimed stone bricks with a just bedroll laid out on top of it. Looks to be a small fire pit in the center of the place, which has been burned low. It still smells relatively fresh, you can tell, Trapper, but it's been dark for a day or two. And very little else. A small desk in the corner with a chair.
how small? I'm sorry.
Like like a school desk size, but for an adult.
Anything in the desk or on the desk?
Christian, the player, is now a conspiracy theorist in all of Ethan's game. Like, all right, where are the people?
All the humans died long ago.
Replaced with Muppets. English Muppets.
Yeah. You see what looks to be a nice little.
Thank you, Officer Valkyrie. Thank you, Darkest Sorcerers.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you guys very much.
Thanks. It's good to have you.
This is just our Friday house game.
Yes.
This is our Friday house game where I
thank you,
make.
Bobby. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 4. So many numbers, and it's almost like we're getting a raid. I think we're being raided.
Also,
We're being raided.
Hello,
Beard Princess.
welcome
I want to
to
apologize. I want to apologize to Beard Princess because I shaved my beard today, as opposed to all the other games in this one where I have had the beard. But it's gone. I'm baby now.
Was like one of the beardiest games on Twitch for a while.
I have enough beard for everyone.
I'll
You do?
get it back in like 2 weeks. Don't worry, or whatever. We'll get back. It'll come back. Don't worry. Also, thank you to Codextra
Oh yes.
or Codextra or Code Extra.
Yeah, Billy Bork, the beardiest Bork.
Billy Bork, the beardiest Bork.
Welcome. This is our Trapper and Crowe and our Friday night games. We do basically house games on Friday nights in between all of the other great shows we do here on Zombie Orpheus Entertainment. This is just one of our silly, fun house games. We call this one Couriers. This is the third installment with Trapper and Crowe, which is fantastical survival of mice and men in Savage Worlds. If you're a Savage World
Savage World Adventure Edition.
Yep.
The latest. It's good. If you're looking for a D&D alternative, yeah.
It'll do. And you can put it whenever you want.
Man in the house, always a good way to go.
Yes. Yes.
Whoop.
We also got Metaverse here on Mondays. There's Void Jumpers on Wednesdays. We got all kinds of great programming on here. You should drop by and check it out if you're not busy. I promise you'll have fun with some of it. Yep. We stream multiple times a week. In fact, you can catch a lot of the people you will recognize from Darkness Rising as regular people on Metaverse on Mondays.
Nobody recognizes me from that without the dress. That's just the way it is. Like, I got old and bald and grew a beard, and yeah, I'm just not a pretty lady anymore.
He still wears the dress for me sometimes.
Well, you know.
Damn right you're not a pretty lady anymore. You're fucking beautiful, Christian.
Yeah, no, I age like a fine wine. Don't get me wrong.
Damn right.
I just admit that it's a boxed wine.
Hey, cheap is good.
But yeah, still full-time lactomancer.
Yep.
All right.
So this house has a little desk in it.
Right, little desk.
For a normal-sized person, you say.
Yeah. Appears to be for a normal-sized person, which is the strangest thing you've seen in this entire adventure. And it has...
Because you're our GM, honestly, Ethan. This is a habit, and I love it. I just have come to expect it.
Yeah.
But now it makes me nervous every time I think we're about to meet an NPC, because I'm like, oh, what little weird thing is this going to be?
Don't worry. It's not over yet. You haven't seen him.
Kill us.
It's true. So far we're like trading off. We had one friend, one murderer, one friend. We'll get back to murderer next week. Don't worry. On this small desk for a normal-sized person, you see what looks to be a craft-made, hide-bound, small booklet. Little book type thing, like a journal.
I'll grab it for Crow because I can't read.
What we got?
It's a book.
All right. Well, maybe we'll see who we're dealing with here. Let me take a look at that.
So, Crow,
Yep.
this is gonna be the meanest thing I've ever done to you. I'm gonna need you to make a raw smarts check.
That's the meanest thing you've ever done to me?
Maybe. You open it up and you take a look, and it is obvious this is
clearly a book.
It's in your alphabet, the alphabet of the lands that you came from.
Ooh.
But it's so broken, and it's entirely in some kind of like non-standard shorthand.
Ah, well, then I'll use my deductive skills to get really lucky on this roll.
Damn right. It could happen. Man, I can't snap. I don't know why I keep trying.
My 4 at least came up a 4. That's a plus.
Okay, that's blown up.
That's 7 minus 2, so 5.
5. That's going to be more than a success. You're able to sort of parse it and figure it. You just like go into full like serious face. There's just like numbers and equations floating around your head.
I picture it like Charlie from Numbers, but like with a way dumber look on his face, like one that would be on my face, I suppose.
Well, for those of us joining us, Trapper and Crowe are not the brightest individuals around.
They are not educated, but they got the street smarts.
Well, I mean, they hit stuff real hard, and I think that is
Yes.
like that is
Yeah.
a form of street smarts.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get beat up if you beat everybody else up first.
They're very honest, and they'll punch you.
Yeah, they're not bad guys. They don't have a classical education. What are you going to do? But Crow can read, so that's good.
I can read like a mother, or a semi-literate one, anyway.
Damn right. So you open it back up and you start to like parse through and sort of figure out what's going on. There's not very much. It looks like this is new and fresh. With that intelligence or that smarts, I'm even going to give you, you can tell this was recently made. The stitching isn't like worn in at all. It looks like this was made like probably within the last month.
Nice.
And you see just the first little thing. The only thing that's in here, it essentially comes out to found a new hideout. should be good for a while. Also, gonna start a diary. I haven't talked to anybody in 50 years, and I'm having a bad time. So I gotta get some kind of language stuff. Love, B, the letter B.
Oh,
What is it, Crow?
very boring is what it is. It's a person named B. They live here. They're old. Really, really old.
Oh,
Means one more scary witch or crazed old man, a tiny goblin person. Make us go get something for them.
no more werewolves, though.
You know, I think if we had that to do over, we'd probably just run. Would have been so much smarter.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm leaving the book here. I'm leaving this place alone. I'm not going to come talk to whoever this bee person is, and I'm going to go sleep.
That's a good idea.
Our made-up lean-to, and if they come bother us, I'm going to be annoyed.
Okay.
As you step back out of this makeshift house that looks like it was drawn by a 5th grader, you start to make your way back towards the riverbed, and you notice just a few drops of water start to pour down on your face, and it's...
And there it is.
refreshing, because you haven't had any proper water aside from like very occasional momentary sprinkles back when you were in the desert at the beginning of this journey. This is the first like rainfall that seems like it's starting to get substantial that you've had in a while.
All
and
right.
it's just...
We're going to catch that flash flood then.
Yeah.
Catch it all and drink it all up.
Hell yeah. Yeah, like, you know, your cooking supplies and whatnot that I assume that you have as seasoned travelers. Set out like your, I don't know, wok to be a big old water pan.
Mm-hmm.
Various other things. And make your way back before it starts to fill up the riverbed too much. You can see it is starting to pick up a little bit, but
Been enough places where at least I know if it rains in a really dry place with an empty riverbed, you might get a flash flood.
Yep.
Learned that from traveling the metaverse.
Excuse me. So you know, it's only up to about mid-shin by the time you get back to the actual riverbank and climb back down and climb over, because again, the 3 bridges are not operable.
And as soon as we do get back, I am going to lead the horses to water, but I'm not going to try and make them do anything because I know better.
You know better. So you go over and get them. There's a few like little spaces where it looks like probably irrigation, like ditches and various things like that, as well as the now that you take a closer look at it, it seems like at one point there was farmland surrounding this town. So there are like just bits of ditches and various other things left over from that. So you can get, you know, relatively close without having to go straight up to the river or anything. Set up the horses, get them situated. They seem, frankly, as pleased as punch. Make your way back to your little camp in the warehouse and settle up.
I'll take watch, Crow. Get some rest.
Good. I will. Night Trap, don't turn into a wolf and kill me.
Oh, yeah. I'll try not to.
Well, if you think you're going to, just wake me up.
Okay.
Thanks. Good night. And I'm out.
Yeah, out like a light.
Out like a light. It's been a long few weeks for Mr. Crowe.
Oh, absolutely. You, Trapper, as the first few hours of the night start to pick up, you notice the rainfall does just get heavier and heavier, seemingly out of nowhere. But it, when you sit inside and you're not surrounded by the active rainfall, it sounds perfectly calm. Hardly a tapping on the roof.
It's nice.
The night continues, and things are calm. And comes around time for the watch switch. Assuming you have one, or maybe you're just letting him do whatever he wants. I don't know. I'm not your boss.
We have a plan. Trapper takes the first watch, Crowe takes the second watch, and Trapper takes the third watch.
That's right. That's right indeed.
I am the worst.
Yeah. So we get to the point of the night where it's Crowe's turn to sit up in the middle of the night and just look out at stuff.
I do. I do just look at stuff.
I rolled a dice to see if exciting things happened. And you notice, well, yes. Yes, they do. Go ahead and give me a notice check, Crowe. Trapper, you're asleep. Get out of here.
That is a 5.
Great. 5's going to be enough to notice. You're able to, get all of the various dry goods and stuff up enough. You can tell that you take a look outside as just a bit of water starts to pour in from the sides of the building. And it seems like there might just be a low level of water that's going to rise up inside the building.
Oh.
Or the remains of the building.
Looking outside, how widespread is this? Am I reason to be concerned? Yes or no?
Looks like your guess. Maybe out to the horizon.
Maybe what?
Maybe out to the horizon.
Oh, how far out it goes?
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty flat now that you're in the section of the town other than the river, and river's pretty much full at this point. And it looks like there's still water falling and pooling just various places on the old streets. Down in the center of some of the foundations of the various broken buildings.
Well, all right. Not much to do about it. Can't stop the weather.
Yeah. I'm going to assume you take whatever dry goods you have, get them up, hang them on the corner of something so they're not just going to sit in pools or anything.
Yeah, I just assumed they were already.
Oh, great. Well, in that case...
we came here because we knew it was going to rain, so it just makes sense to me. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely. I was just checking, making sure. But you got it. Doesn't even matter. So... water gets up to about mid-shin level. And then stops rising. Inside the building and, taking a look outside through some of the brickwork that's been, punched out or fallen apart, it looks like it's pretty much like that everywhere. And it stops rising, thankfully. Just a little more time passes and it's time for you to theoretically swap back to Trapper.
I theoretically do.
Absolutely. Hey, Trapper. Everything's wet.
Everything is wet.
It's in your imagination, Trap. Just keep a lookout. I'm going back to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, you sit and watch, and it doesn't get any higher. It looks like about mid-shin is as high as the water is getting. But, you also take a look outside and see it. It is like that as far as you can see. Under the starlight, it looks like you are standing in the middle of an ocean. Just water out. Everywhere. You can still see, from where the stars stop being visible over towards the horizon, the cliffs on the north and south side of you. And the night continues to
suck?
Suck, but nothing important happens other than that.
Better than sideways rain.
Don't give him ideas.
Oh, hold on. Where's my notebook? Sun starts to peak up.
We get up and
Yeah, absolutely. The rain seems to have stopped at some point during Trapper's watch. But water doesn't look like it's going anywhere just yet.
We'll have to walk the horses so they don't break a leg in the water.
what about us? What if we break a leg in the water?
Don't slip.
No. Well, all right then. Thanks, Trap.
Yeah. So you continue. You take a look at the compass, and damned be if your destination ain't on the other side of that river.
Sorry, what?
Your destination
cross
looks
the
to be
river.
on the other side of the river. Which,
Well, we knew that coming in, right?
yes, you did.
That's okay. Horses can swim real good.
It's true.
All right.
You're gonna
That's the way we're going.
absolutely. I mean, yeah. You go back over to the river with the handful of broken bridges between them, and you can certainly make your way swim across.
Yep.
However, is there anything you want to try and situate with the stuff that you are carrying? Because all of it would be considered waterlogged after this point.
I guess
We can't let the package get wet.
so. Yeah, that.
Great.
I'll tie it to my back.
And I'll give him a shoulder ride across.
I'm going to be on my horse, so I'll be okay.
Oh,
They can carry the weight. We're not swimming far.
It's true. And it's, river's not flowing given that everything on top of the river is also soaked. So, yeah, the horses are able to swim across relatively simply. And you make your way to the other side and keep on trekking.
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You go past the little makeshift house that you passed before. Still looks empty as far as you can tell.
I'll leave them a card on the door.
Yeah, there you go. Just
I'll pin it to the little rawhide teepee opening or whatever it is.
oh yeah, there you go. Just pop it up there. Sorry about your house. That's
Yeah.
rough, buddy. And then you continue onward through the plains.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Hold on. When we get to the place, that place is all flooded too, right?
yes, both sides of the river are flooded.
I will go in and make sure that the book is at least high enough up where it doesn't get waterlogged.
Great. Yeah, you take it. You find like a sort of little shelf that has been made out of other excess bricks, and you're able to just set it up a bit higher to make sure that if the water does increase to rise, then it won't be a problem. Hell yeah, absolutely. And then you continue onward through the town with your now freshly slightly damp rations. Just a little bit with the moisture in the air and all, and the wet hands or whatever. Pushing
okay.
forward. Yeah. After a little while of walking, probably around 12 hours of hoofing it, stopping to just take a weird standing break in the water, because what else are you going to do? You notice a sort of a gentle incline coming up ahead as the sun starts to creep back towards the horizon, and it looks like dry land up
That
forward.
would be good.
Great, we go there.
Hell yeah.
Can't sleep in the water.
You
But it
climb
is
up to this.
again because it's been 12 hours since we woke up. So
Yeah, it's been
do what?
a lot of your days have just been hoofing it. With especially now that you're in the wasteland proper and not just the wastes as a region. Fuck all to look at.
It's like because we're not walking all the time.
Yeah, it's like it's the classic traveling game of I Spy, but it's always just rock, mountain, cloud.
Hey,
Those are your
Crow,
3 options.
this place is terrible.
I don't know what you want me to do about that, Trap.
I just don't know why anyone would build a town here.
Well, I mean, clearly they saw the error of their ways. I mean, the town is dead. Also,
Yeah,
so the water thing, that's not supposed to happen, right?
I don't think so.
I mean,
Or none of the houses were built for it.
you ever been in a flash flood?
Yeah,
The water doesn't stay.
no.
Where's it going? I mean, why is it not going anywhere?
I don't like it, Crow.
Neither do I.
And at about this point, you sort of crest up to the top and are able to see over this little raised section. And it looks to be around a, not quite an actual circle, a lot more blotchy than that, but a small hill, dry, but keep on pushing forward. It will eventually get back down into the wet again.
Well, we
I guess we should
have
stay
camp
here.
here.
We can't camp in the water.
Oh,
It would be a bad time, probably. Nobody likes drowning in their sleep. So you...
The good news is you don't have to worry about like alligators and stuff.
There are alligators here?
No, but if there were, they wouldn't be in the water.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Because normally, no fucking water.
I'm glad you're here, Crow. You're really smart.
Set up
So
camp.
yeah, absolutely. Camp gets set up, usual. Got some got your firewood. It's slightly waterlogged, but after a minute it, all the smoky steam billows out and you get a proper fire going. Set things up. Plenty of water nearby if you get thirsty, so that's good. Yeah. Settle on down for the night and dig into your rations. Maybe whatever you have left, if you have any of that big old wolf snake or whatever, or the no, you went through all the jackalopes because those were eaten the day of. Made a stir fry. Yeah, settle on down.
Stick.
Frying some on a stick, just because it makes you feel better, Absolutely. So you settle on down, and first little bit of things happening goes to Trapper. You're on watch as the sun sets back down below the horizon.
Hmm.
Make me a spirit check. Just straight spirit.
Okay. Nine.
Yeah. So you just sort of... It goes normally, as far as you can tell. You just spend the first part of your watch sitting with the strange feeling that when you look up at the moon, it's looking back down at you like one big silver eye.
Hmm.
And things seem to go rather swimmingly, as far as you can tell. Sorry, no pun intended. That's on me. I screwed
Arm
up.
hair check.
Looks about the same. As much arm hair as Trapper had previously, which I imagine is a non-scoffable amount, to be fair. And the first part of the watch goes, and we slap on back down to Crowe. Sort of sitting, watching, waiting. Throw me a notice check.
I had the dice ready because I knew you were going to say that.
Damn right you did.
5.
5. You hear, somewhere off in the distance, sounds like a very half-hearted croak from decently far away.
Like from a frog?
Yeah, that'd be your guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Single, solitary.
Croak.
Yep.
But half-hearted.
Yeah. Just like sort of. If you could guess that a frog had depression based on how it sounded, you would guess that.
Literally the only frog for miles and miles and miles around. I would be lonely were I, like, I'm hearing no nighttime sounds. I hear one frog croak. I feel bad for the frog.
Yeah.
Aside from
Absolutely.
that, no mind.
Yeah. I mean, fair.
Back home, if I would have heard a frog, I would not have even rolled that notice check.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
It's just a frog.
Yeah. I mean, it was off in the far distance. And after just a few more minutes of sitting in the dark, looking at the stars, poking at the embers or the full fire, you hear another one. Closer. Not the same direction. I know, it's crazy. Multiple frogs.
And this one's getting closer. So we're being stalked by giant frogs. Well, I don't want to wake Trapper, so I'm going to go out and kill them. These are clearly just things that are here to attack us. I will walk the perimeter of our small island hill thing.
Yeah, you go on down and you take a look. So, once again, notice, investigation, or survival. I think all are valid for this. Whatever you are good at.
I only have one.
Hey, go ahead and take it.
Double sixes is good.
Oh, hell yeah.
14.
14 is awful good. You see, just sort of slowly, pitifully, wiggling its way towards the shore of your little hill island, looks to be a long frog, probably around the size of a loaf of bread, with oversized but only back legs.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like as soon as it steps up and out of the water, almost completely dry instantly. Not even a bit of glistening under the starlight.
It's gonna get out of the water?
Yeah, it's coming towards.
No.
No?
No.
You gonna punch it?
We're playing King of the Hill.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and do your thing on this.
Take my hill? Go ahead and try.
Go for it.
You can send as many frogmen as you want.
Yeah. We'll just a little back leg frog sausage.
I'll punt it right back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and give me that fighting roll.
I'm really going to hurt it, just so you know. That's
20 to hit? Oh, yeah, I don't even. Yeah, give me damage if you want, or are you just like sending it?
I'm not trying to kill these things. They don't look like this. It's just amphibious creatures have no place in the desert, whether it's been flash flooded or not. I do not accept it. I kick it away.
Yeah, absolutely. You kick it. It goes like full Team Rocket, flies off into the sky. There's a little bing, little shine. Congratulations, Christian. You kicked a frog.
Until the next one shows up, and I do the same thing to that.
Yeah, you continue your patrol for, I'm going to assume, the rest of your watch.
Oh, yeah, and angrily.
Yeah, you get through a... All right, Christian, you roll a die 10, and I'm going to roll a die 10, and we're going to see how many frogs you punt. You're going to be the 10s, I'm going to be the 1s.
Okay. I got a 5.
I got a 5. So 55 frogs attempt to get on your island, and you send them over the course of the next few hours. Frankly, you probably feel relieved to have just something, you know, even if your character thinks it's important, like maybe like going through the hours realizing I'm just kicking frogs, something as almost a form of recreation for the first time in ages.
Yeah. And I'll you know, I don't know if they're edible or not. I don't know what kind of frogs are good eating, but I'll stick at least one of them.
Yeah, you stick it. Looks like meat.
Never will know if it's poison or not. He's smart.
I mean, absolutely.
No, he's not. But whatever.
So you just like full get one of the frogs.
Oh yeah.
Have it. Again, about the size of a loaf of bread.
I'll like be kicking one, and one will pop up on the beach over like 20 feet away from me. I'll just throw a knife at it and stick it to the ground.
Hell yeah. So as you go and, you know, get it, you do notice that first of all, its skin, as you get like a better look, because your eyes are supremely adjusted to the starlight at this point, it looks like it's sort of almost like an almost colorless sort of slightly bluish gray. The face, as well as, you know, just being the big back legs, the face looks a little bit more like that you would expect from like a fish. Hold on, let me pull up a picture so I can describe the type of fish.
What does it look like?
Yeah. Doing this just to make sure I describe the thing right. Yeah, just a little tiny fish face, very small little mouth just at the front. Doesn't like hinge open or anything, like a just a little one. No gills, as far as you can tell, even though it's got the weird fish head. And you have it. And you have punted a great deal many frogs by the time it's ready for Trapper to come up for watch again.
I wake him up when it's time.
Yeah, you give him a little, you know, get up.
Hey, Crow.
I hold up the knife with the frog on the end. Poison?
I don't know.
You can go ahead and roll a survival to check. You will not get sniffing bonus for this because you do not know what kind of toxins a weird fish frog would have.
9.
Seems clear.
I don't think it's poison.
Yeah, if a bit tough.
Maybe chewy. Meat on a stick.
Notice it's already on the stick.
Good job.
Oh, by the way, they're attacking the hill. Good night.
Oh. Okay.
Great. Trapper, what do you do about frogfish? You notice at this point it seems like the like half-hearted croaks are at a frequency of around one every like 15 minutes. And they're, you know,
trying to take the hill.
I mean, they keep coming up from the shore and just getting up there. Do you do anything about it, or did you let one of the little weird frogfish come up the hill?
I have stern words with the first one. You, frogfish, get out of here.
It stops when you start talking. And then keeps going forward because it doesn't speak English.
Good.
I'll pick it up and toss it.
All right, you don't have to roll for it. You just grab the frogfish and you
Get
just
out of
huck
here.
it like a football. Put good spin on it. Yeah.
Frogfish.
You have a couple hours to do whatever you want with these frogfish because they will continue to try and get on the hill.
Hmm. Okay. Since there'll be food and we are out of rations, I will stab a few with my spear and then throw the rest back because it's wasteful to kill things you don't eat.
Indeed. How many are you looking to grab?
3.
Yeah, I mean, you can just do it. It's not hard. You can get 3 of them. They just keep coming, you know. Keep trying to get on the island and set. Sun comes up eventually as you continue to spear and huck these weird little creatures.
I try skipping.
They're smoking on sticks over the fire
Mhm.
Oh yeah, of course.
flame.
As a warning to any of the other little bastards who try and get up here.
I will try skipping one across the surface of the water like a stone.
You can go ahead and make an athletics. I'm gonna let you know it's gonna be you will be at a -4. They are not built for skipping.
If you stomp them first, they're flat though.
That's true. Do you stomp it first?
A little of the-
No. Even with the -4, that's a 5.
No, Trap. It's about the wrist and the side-on throw. Here, let me show you how it's done.
So are you squashing yours?
No, that would take far too long. I don't have time to dry it out. I'm going to skip a random frog.
Yeah, you can also go ahead and roll it at a -4.
I got a 5 on mine with the -4.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to make this 13 -4.
Yep. That's gonna be a 9.
That was a good throw.
Yeah,
bro.
Trapper, you huck yours and you get like actually somehow like 2 solid skips out of it before it plunks under the water. Crow, you get like 7 somehow.
The trick is you got to spread the legs out first and really use one of those to wing it so the centripetal force just makes the legs really fly out. So they're not a factor when the body hits the water. You see, little skipping motion.
Good job.
Yeah. After that beautiful display, you
By the way,
you actually notice it's not gone just yet, but the water level does seem to be slowly lowering.
oh good, someone finally pulled the plug.
That's weird.
Not noticeably while you're looking at it, but over the course of the night, it seems like the water went down a few inches. Probably still around like 9 inches deep on average, but less than before.
Well, that's not bad. That's like that, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
No, that was good. Don't worry.
I have no tact. I am so sorry.
No, listen. You're good.
It's not tabletop RPGs without dick jokes.
So you presumably get your stuff together and continue pushing onward, you know,
Mhm.
going through the motions, leading the horses, even though you've been slowed down a bit over these past few days.
That's okay.
Over.
We're gonna go through this flash flooded hellscape. We are now master waiters.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So we are
Couple of frog picking masturbators.
hellscape.
Yeah, you're just zooming on through. Practically at this point, you're like jet skis all on your own. Continue forward, find your way. And eventually, as you continue to push over the course of the next day, you see popping up towards the horizon, what looks to be almost the two various, cliff faces that have been on either side of you almost seem to like narrow and come closer together. They're not touching yet, as far as you know, but looking down towards the horizon, they are closer.
Moving pieces of landscape.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, they're not actively getting closer, but as you are moving forward, you can tell that the natural curvature of the cliff faces are bringing them closer together as you push forward.
We'll be
Let me clarify. We've got some weird magical shenanigans going on. I don't want to confuse nothing.
There is shenanigans, not magical shenanigans.
Not moving. They're not magically moving.
Right, they just appear to be getting closer together.
Yes, as you travel forward and the horizon line pushes onward. Yeah. So
it'll be a canyon.
Yeah. Ugh. So over the course of the next 3 days, you continue to find various hills and other dry spots to stay on that continue to be bombarded by little frogfish, which either you continue to kick and throw off or don't. The next one, actually, let me roll it back. Next one you find, just
coming from.
Yeah, as you're wading through the water, you notice like off in the distance, they're keeping a ways away. And it's a bit hard to tell with, like the clouds and the sky reflecting off. But when they're occasionally closer to you, you can tell they're just swimming around, trying to keep a berth around you. And then you get to the next hill, probably closer to around 6 p.m. And you find it is covered in the suckers. Not completely, but it's almost like this ring of like various layers, not on top of each other, but pushing back as the hill climbs up, just around the water, just setting, basking in the sun.
Oh. Well, we'll find a different hill tonight.
Yeah, you can continue to push on. You find a little bit of a drier space. It looks like it's not quite, fully out of it, but there are various patches and stuff, and with the water going down as opposed to up, you're relatively certain that you're not going to have to deal with it pushing back up and flooding. The sky does not look like it's due for another rain for a while, so you're good. Settle on down for the night. As the night grows deeper and the water just very slowly continues to drain. You know the story. Little bastards coming up trying to sit in the dry places.
No.
And nope. Just, hey, it's something to do on your watch, right?
Yeah.
Down.
I will perfect the art of frog skipping using the advice that Crow gave me.
Yeah, you just get better at it. Eventually you get up to like 4 skips by the end of it, but you're never able to match that absolutely magnificent 7 skips that Crow was able to get off on his first try. Truly, it's just a feat that cannot be beat. So you continue onward and you notice as you wake up in the morning, check your compass. Looks like it's a very minor thing, but as you've been moving, it seems like the compass, based on, the various movements of the paths you've had to take, you think you're getting pretty close to your destination. Like as you veer left to avoid a large pond proper, so you can stay somewhere that you can walk and save more time. You notice the needle noticeably like moves and stuff as you continue across this wet wasteland. And you think you're pretty close. As you pull over on this third night in the wet zone, as the water continues to drain and is almost entirely finally out, you look over to the horizon where you see those two cliff faces coming to meet. And between them, you can just sort of make out, looks like...
Still the one to do anyway.
That's fair. It looks like a man-made structure, some sort of castle or fortress, just barely off in the distance as you get to high ground and flat, distant plains.
Crow, is that a castle?
Well, we won't know till we get closer.
Okay.
From here, it looks like one. From up close, it might be, I don't know, a toy, dollhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps one of those mirages. There's been a lot of water.
Could be. You settle down for camp on this third and final night in the wet zone. I think this is where we're gonna call it for the night because we're getting close to 9, and then we will return next week to figure out what's on the other side of the wet zone. Got any plugs you got to do, kids? Because I don't know anything. I'm stupid.
Metaverse on Mondays. You cannot miss Masters of the Metaverse on Monday. We're starting another story arc within our season.
Yep.
It's starting to get closer and closer to the finale this season. It'll be there soon.
Too right.
Let's see. What else? There's Void Jumpers, which has just been running a short period of time. So if you're new to it, you can catch up on it pretty quick. There's not a lot of episodes behind there. We got Zoe game nights on Thursdays, and they're getting back to actually being able to do games. Now we're getting out of the whole quarantine business. It's not, the movie night anymore, which they do some really fun stuff. Let's see. What else do they have going on? I mean, you guys doing Tuesday game?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. DG game night on Tuesdays. We're doing Demon Hunters again this coming week, I think.
Nice. More Demon Hunters. I mean, there's something on just about every single night of the week here for Zoe. And
we host Table Takes from Gen Con on Fridays.
Yeah, Friday mornings, Table Takes. You can get, the serious look at games and the gaming industry and what's coming out. And including great stuff like from bundle packages to new products to everything else.
Today we did character therapy session with Emma's character.
Oh, interesting.
Like, where she was with her game, with her group, kind of breaking it down.
Very cool.
I think we discovered some things. It was good.
That's good. Good therapy session.
Those are good.
Yeah.
We've got those fun things. The Gen Con online badges are free, and you might see some Zoe stuff for the Gen Con online. You might very well.
There's not even a might there. If you're looking for it, it will be able to be found. You can find it.
It will.
I mean, I might or might not know something about a metaverse special happening for Gen Con.
Next time we have tonight, folks. For
and that's all I know about, and that's all we're going to say. We love everybody, and we are going to see you all next time. You guys have a good night, and see you soon. Bye.
Have fun out there.